Greetings. This is me, Zahra Bazark. Just fixing my mic here. Okay, hope you can hear me loud and clear. Also need to check here if yeah, sounds coming. So it's been really unhealthy. The fear that I've had again, that I could be wrong about Islam. What do I know? I go into this feeling really weak and remembering my past days as a Shia, not getting answers at times, uh, not being able to understand the Quran fully, sometimes missing things, and not fully comprehending and being fearful because a lot of fear cast through the Quran ayats, you can see uh, the punishments and all, and of not believing in the Prophet, not obeying him. So I feel the past came back, the feeling came back. So I think it's very, very unhealthy, and I need to talk about this. So could it be due to so much fear about this, excuse me, religion, not to question it much, not to think too much, that we are, um, we're finding a great reasons to protect this religion or something. Sorry, my voice. I have slightly a laryngitis case. My voice fades away, so I apologize for that. Okay, as I was searching again, because the thing is on my mind about this religion, whether, I looked at the other side again, a Sunni side, to that Surah ayat where it says the sun sets in murky waters. Uh, so I had the heart to go and listen to and read an article and listen to Dr. Shabir Ali on that. And he says that Dhul Qarnain gave his opinion about this setting of the sun. However, I found something that are we like allowed to give such opinions? Even someone like Dhul uh, he was allowed, so maybe, the Muslims are allowed to give their opinions on this. However, I found a ayat here which says that Allah's statement is the truest. So trying to find that, please bear with me. I think it's above here. I'm not prepared or organized, but I thought I would come here and share this. Thanks to whoever the Muslim, ex-Muslims, sorry, ex-Muslims who, when my heart has been sinking and I'm weak, they have given me a voice here. I don't. I think it's very unhealthy to be sinking within, confused, and seeing things with my confused, horrifying sight, shocked. Okay, I can't find right now, but I found it in Surah Nisa. Right now, I cannot find it. Allah's statement is the truest. Maybe, yeah, here it is. And who is truer in statement than Allah? Now I could go to Surah Dhariyat ayat also, and we have various speeches. Some translators used to write don't various beliefs and don't believe in conjectures, various paths, diverse paths to that ayat in Surah Zariyat. So I won't go there because the word by word says ayat. The word says in that ayat, speech. You are in various speeches, deluded, and this next ayat is like deluded from the right path. So, shouldn't Allah have made His Quran without opinions of giving of Dhul Qarnayn on the setting of the sun? I mean, this debate, how far can we go with? Can it just go on, or what will we ever find? Let's see what we discover. So, not knowing how to go on, I'm still going on. Surah Nisa at 87. Um, Allah, there is no deity except Him. He will surely assemble you for account on the day of resurrection, about which there is no doubt. And who is more truthful than Allah in statement? So I thought we were not allowed to give our opinions, right? And then trying to find ayats on that we should not follow our opinions, but obey the Allah and His Messenger and the ones in authority, and ask those who have knowledge. Ah, okay, here it's very good that they wish you would disbelieve as they disbelieved, so you would be alike. So do not take from among them allies until they emigrate. Like when I was reading this, I was in such a shock. My eyes were open wide. You should have seen my face. I'm so scared until they emigrate for the cause of Allah. But if they turn away, so here, I mean, this, the Sunnis might take this in Pakistan and start killing the Shias, but you have to read the ayat afterwards. And then read the Surah Tawbah ayat too, because there also I think it says, find them and kill them. But if they turn away, then seize them and kill them, wherever you find them, and take not from among them any ally or helper. So God succinctly cannot say that here. He has to use another ayat to say this. So you'll understand what I'm trying to say when I read this ayat. Except for those who take refuge with the people between yourselves and whom is a treaty, or those who come to you, their hearts strained at the prospect of fighting you or fighting their own people. And if Allah had willed, He could have given them power over you, and they would have fought you. So if they remove themselves from you and do not fight you and offer you peace, then Allah has not made for you a cause for fighting, meaning against them, any cause, or fighting against them. Verse 90 of Surah Nisa. So I feel that the above verse, which I read, like this part, right? Take hold of them and kill them. You may think that Allah has put it before, it's better, but I think it should have been in the end after these verses. Like, don't fight them. You have no cause to fight them if they, you know, do not fight you, and you have no cause to fight them. Then another verse here, you will find others who wish to be safe from you and from their own people. But whenever they are back in a situation where they are tempted to fight you, tempted, look at the wordings here. So I'm just comparing it with what he's done in Surah Hashr, what is Allah has done and Himself. So when I get silent, it's because sounds really weird. These verses now to me, even though the one here says, "Don't fight them," since indeed He would have given them power over you, and they would have fought you. So if they withdraw from you and fight not against you and offer you peace, then Allah has opened no way for you against them. So I thought I would use this for the Shias to keep the Shia safe in Pakistan, right? Let's see now. But I feel that this Allah, okay, I'll just leave my opinion behind. I would like to share my feelings here. Anyways, let's just forsake it. And never is it for a believer. Okay, skip this one. And then I came to, but whoever kills, no, a believer. So you who believe, be careful when you go to fight in God's way. And do not say to someone who offers you a greeting of peace, you are not a believer. You see, if a Shia comes to a Sunni and says, Salam alaikum, you cannot say, you kafir, move away. And I don't think, no. And do not show any kind of taqiyya or anything. Out of desire for the chance gains of this life. What does this mean? Like, okay, you don't fight them, don't get, so that you win the booties and all. Oh, no, wait a minute. You are not a believer out of desire for the chance gains of this life. Okay, whatever this means. God has plenty of gains for you. You yourself were in the same position. Remember your Sahabas, Muslims, all right, were Ali Imranite, covetous of the booties. God has plenty of gains for you. You yourself were in the same position once, but God was gracious to you. So be careful. God is fully aware of what you do. So this is great. The Shias, would like me to say this, and I would also like myself to say this. These Quran ayats for peace. Not equal are those believers remaining at home. Okay, that's uh, not this. Skip this. Now here we come to an ayat which says, indeed those whom the angels take in death while wronging themselves, the angels will say, in what condition were you? They will say, we were oppressed in the land. Get it? Why is my voice cracking in? Because if you compare Surah Hashr ayats and what I said, that Prophet Muhammad, no, not in the way it is written, but what I said, that Prophet Muhammad was not from Medina. So why did he had the chance to emigrate also, right? You see, those who were wronging themselves will say, in what condition were you? They will say, we were oppressed in the land. Like we couldn't even save ourselves. But the angels will say, Was not the earth of Allah spacious enough for you to emigrate therein? Now you apply this to Surah Hashr ayats for Prophet Muhammad and the Muslims. Can you imagine, like, you're in the houses and they've killed some Muslims. You go to their houses. There are women in their houses, children in their houses. You make them, you expel them from their homelands or bring them back and say, demolish your houses and ask the believers to also demolish the houses. You take their women, God knows where the children are, and you get married to them because you're allowed. Surah Nisa, Ayat 24, I think. Except those married women whom your right hands possess. You can marry. Now look at this, right? And there's another ayat too coming. Was not the earth of Allah spacious enough for you to emigrate therein? For those the refuge is hell, and evil it is as a destination. So here God is saying, like, if you don't help yourselves, right? You couldn't help yourselves. Uh, Maybe they were attached to the land or something, but still, no. Hijrat becomes compulsory then. Otherwise, you see here, it says the refuge is hell. जो so in Urdu we say कि जो जुल्म को बर्दाश्त भी करता है कभी कभी वो भी हराम है, like, some people say that. Anyways, I was a little bit confused on that, like, अच्छा, जो जुल्म को बर्दाश्त करता है and doesn't speak out against zulm, like, this what's his name, director, he came to talk about Imam Hussain, tribute to Imam Hussain. He's an Indian. वो आशिक की किसने मूवी डायरेक्ट की थी या प्रोड्यूस की थी, क्या प्रोड्यूसर या डायरेक्टर, तो वो कह रहा था कि इमाम हुसैन ने हमें बताया कि जुल्म, तो ये कुरान की आयत भी है ना, कि जुल्म को बर्दाश्त करना और चुप रहना भी एक हराम है, जुल्म है, आप अपने आप पे जुल्म कर रहे हैं, राइट? Here's a Quran ayat I found. So why, when the earth is spacious, like, even leave your homeland if you're attached to your homeland. If there's zulm going on, like in Pakistan, hijrat becomes like compulsory then. Because you see, the last is for those the refuge is hell. अच्छा, अभी एक आयत है जिसमें कहते हैं कि prophets suffered and all this, but they had patient perseverance, determination, and they prayed sabr. They had, and they prayed to Allah. लेकिन अभी इधर इस आयत में ये है कि in this ayat, it's like, no, what? Indeed, those whom the angels take in death while wronging themselves, अपने नफ्स पे वो जुल्म कर रहे हैं, और ये कैसा जुल्म अपने नफ्स पे कर रहे हैं, इससे कि जुल्म बर्दाश्त कर रहे हैं इनके लैंड में जो जुल्म हो रहा है, बिकॉज दे विल से वी वर ऑप्रेस्ड इन द लैंड. Excuse me, I just the food has not been digesting so well, so burping is going on. Sorry, excuse me about that. Spacious enough earth. So let me see word by word. Indeed. So this is Ayat 97 of Surah Nisa. Indeed, those whom take in death the angels, they were wronging zalim, themselves, nafsa, anfusah. They were wronging themselves. They say In what condition were you? They said we were oppressed in the earth. They said, not was earth of Allah spacious enough? So you should have emigrated, so that you could emigrate. साफ साफ लिखा है आयत में. ठीक है, ये बराबर आयत को देखें. देखें, अब फिर से मैं कह रही हूँ अपना कि ये इंसान, ये जो मैसेंजर ऑफ अल्लाह था ना, इसने हमें बड़े-बड़े धोखे दिए हैं. और शायद शिया religious eminent scholars have missed this. क्या डोंट. अच्छा हाँ, इधर इधर आप आयत देंगे सुन्नी लोगों को कि हमें मारे नहीं, बिकॉज़ आप हमें काफ़िर समझते हैं और इन्फिडल्स कि हम सहाबा को ख़राब कह रहे हैं, लेकिन आपकी बुक से निकाल के देखा है. Except for the oppressed among men, women, and children who cannot devise a plan, nor are they directed to a way. Like there are some weak, एक तो translation oppressed, एक लिखा है weak. Let's see, miskin है क्या है? Oppressed है. Except the oppressed among the men, sorry, not man, the men and the women and the children. Weak नहीं है. Must Al-Mustad'afina, meaning oppressed, helpless, truly helpless, weak. Weak भी लिखा है translation में Muhammad Taqiyuddin Al-Hilali and Muhammad Mahsin Khan. They've also they also have the weak. They've used the word weak and oppressed, except those. तो आप देखें मदीने के लोग जूस, हो सकता है कोई वीक हो सिर्फ वक्त में, कोई किसी के पास इतना वो मिलिट्री लाइक फाइट करने के लिए नहीं हो, एबिलिटी नहीं हो, एबिलिटी भी नहीं हो सकती, किसी के पास वो एबिलिटी नहीं हो. For those it is expected that Allah will pardon them, and Allah is ever pardoning and forgiving. फिर आता है, and whoever emigrates for the cause of Allah will find on the earth many alternative locations and abundance. तो Rasulullah क्यों? Why didn't Rasulullah do hijrat, emigrate from Medina also? Because it was not his homeland. And if he felt oppressed there and the Muslims being killed there, some of them, by the Jews, what does it say here? You see, these ayats the Shias would take and tell you about Imam Hussein and will tell us during the majlis for Imam Hussein that when all avenues of peace are closed, तो सबसे ज़्यादा तो शियाज विक्टिम्स या क्या हो गए हैं, ब्रेन वॉशिंग देखें कैसी किया है, आपको समझ में नहीं आया है. See how he's brainwashed people, his Muslims, Shias. You could not understand, comprehend. Now relate these verses, compare them with Surah Hashr verses. अभी आपको क्या ज़रूरत है siege वीज करने की? What reason do you have to do a siege? You know? And then go cut trees and demolish their houses? Houses को तो आप छोड़ देना. Women are in the houses. And then, oh, he's helping the orphans and the Ansars and the Muhajirin and the children and the weak, oppressed, who are crying out Surah Nisa ayat also. तो ये आप हाँ, anyone who migrates for. अच्छा अभी इधर देखें अब कैसे लिखा है. And if anyone leaves home as a migrant towards God and its messenger, well, please, God and his messenger. Why should they go to God and his messenger? This God, this Allah and his messenger, and whom death overtakes, his reward becomes incumbent on Allah. So before uh, explaining it away to me, तो आज तो मैं और भी गुस्से में हूँ और बहुत सहमी हुई थी. Oh, what a miskin, meek. I became very, very meek. And when you travel throughout the land, there's no blame upon you for shortening the prayer. अच्छा ये बस तो ये इतनी आयतें मुझे मिली हैं. He who emigrates from his home in the cause of Allah. इधर तो आप कहेंगे yes. Fight in the cause of Allah. Emigrate in the cause of Allah. Will find on earth many dwelling places and plenty to live by. So ye, this same thing you ayat you can use. Forget this. And whosoever leaves his home as an excuse me, as an emigrant unto Allah and his messenger, and death overtakes him. So what? What? He who emigrates in the cause of Allah, this part, will find on earth many dwelling places in the cause of Allah and plenty to live by. Allah in तो ये सूर्य हशर क्या है देखिए आप हशर नशर है तो शायद आप murky waters sun setting you will give reasons right और हमें I mean I will be like confused oh okay so Zulkarnain can give his opinion that he went to this place and the sun was setting meaning I went to Canada and there the sun was setting. It felt, and it was like it was setting in murky waters on the Niagara waterfalls. I reached Niagara waterfalls, right? Sun was setting there. So it's a way Zulkarnain had an opinion and he just gave it. But we're not allowed to give our opinion. You know that? Very, very strict. We were scared to even say, ask like this. Oh, there's no way. But how shall I say it? Oh my God. Like, my heart sinking. There's something is not right in this Quran. These ayats put, or Surah Sabayat. He hid in his soul. And what a terrible marriage counselor. Although we call him the best physician of our soul because he's nearer to the believers than their own selves. Prophet Muhammad, as we are told in Surah Azabayat. And Ummul Mumineen. So you, the Muslims, please, wait, please see this. Muslims, try to see this. Try. I invite you warmly. Please look at this. Shias, look at this. What is this? So one day I will put in notes, maybe today later on, because now there's no hustle and bustle. The walls are quite, uh, you know, this thing you can very what do you call it? The word is not coming to me. So if there's cleaning in the other room, you can hear it here. So the walls are thin, yeah. So what I'll do is maybe later on, after in the nighttime late, I'll try to come back if I can organize myself and put these ayats in notes and then show you. So it'll take less time. It is he who expelled the ones who disbelieved. among the people of the scripture from their homes at the first gathering, you did not think they would leave. And they thought, मुझे तो रोना आ रहा है, but time जो है. Wait a minute. So do you see it now? I found in Surah Nisa. And they thought that the fortresses would protect them from. But the decree of Allah came upon them. एक का भी दिल नहीं दुखना चाहिए. Oh God, I can't take it. So I don't have the heart. No, I have to go on, right? Excuse me. I'm trying to muster strength here. Do you now see it? Please, एक tyrant पागल पता नहीं कैसा इंसान था. उसको आप प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं. सालिम अल्लाह के नाम को एक्सप्लॉइट किया है. अच्छा ठीक है बोला कि आयत है कि living beings came from water. But do we know what this water is? What is the origin of water? What is the origin of Allah? Why is Allah called Allah? Can we find a verse in the Quran or in the Hadith it will be explained? Or it will be explained by who was she who has written a book on Prophet Muhammad's life, and to Allah. Allah means one God, that's why Allah. uh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Can't find her name, a European or, a Westerner lady. So he cast and they destroyed and the hands of the believers. Can't read. And evacuate. That is because now he says, there it's disbelief. Here, that's because they opposed Allah and His Messenger. Shaku, I tried to search it out, and it says split away. Surah Qamar, I tried to search the word Shaku because here it says they opposed, but I started to search Shaku, right? And I mentioned this in my earlier live streams. Then they opposed Allah. Whatever you have cut down, palm trees. So they cut down palm trees. It was by the permission of Allah. So He would disgrace the defiantly disobedient. This is the reason why. But they say for the siege, the reference is to the fact that Muslims cut down or burnt many of the palm trees. But, well, it doesn't say in the Quran ayat that stood in the oasis around the settlement in order to facilitate the siege. Okay, I can't read more than this. अच्छा इधर ये कह रहे हैं ना वो footnotes में, and what Allah restored of the property to His. So this, right? Okay, I just had to show you this, and then sorry, I feel like crying and I'm very tearful, so I'll end now. I will come back later. Thank you so much.